Hello beekeepers, Jim Tew. Used to work for Ohio State University Extension Beekeeping, retired. I work for Auburn University Extension Beekeeping now. I write for Bee Culture magazine. I make occasional videos and I tinker a lot with bees. I'd like to explore doing what I did many years ago when we produced our own queens on a small scale. It's kind of tedious, kind of demanding. You can't leave steps out. But it can be done, and it can be done with very simple equipment. It's a 3/8" dowel rod. I stood by a sander, and I had a comb that had some natural queen cups on it. And I stood there and ground and shaped and ground and shaped and sanded until I got a tip that would pretty much fit into that natural queen cup. And now here, I went over to the thrift store and bought a cheap pan. I cut the top off a Coke can. Got some beeswax in there. It's out of my grill, the burner element, to keep this just as simple as I can. I've got this stick, some soapy water, some ice water. So if everything works, I'm going to dip this soapy water first into the wax, ice water, back to the wax, ice water, back to the wax, about 3 times, maybe 4 at the most. And then I hope I end up with a queen cup stuck on the end of my stick. So let me stand up, see if we can do this. Got the wax melted in a double pan. It's only a little bit, maybe ½ an inch or so, and it's virgin beeswax I got from comb. I didn't want to use old stuff just in case there was something wrong with it, old wax. So I'm dipping that about, once again, 3/8 of an inch. Go into the ice water. Soapy water is to keep the cup from sticking so tenaciously to the stick. Don't go in quite as deep on the second dip. Second cycle I've been through. Then I'll go through again about the same depth, shake off the extra, go back to the beeswax, shake that off. I think I'll go one more time just because I'm showing you. Again, shake off the extra wax, go to the ice water, let it cool down. If everything works right, that should snap right off. It does. So I've made a little queen cup that I can graft into and hopefully begin to raise queens. Now this is just the first of several steps. And as I move through this procedure in my series of articles in the Bee Magazine, I'll keep you informed on how this goes. So the next step is to take this out to the bee yard and set this on a bar so all of these can be cleaned up by the bees, and then I'll graft into it. Graft means to transfer the larvae over. Don't panic over all this. Right now, let's just focus on making our queen cups nice, neat, and clean out of natural pure beeswax. If the edges are rough, or if you want to thicken them up some, you can just lightly touch it to the side of the pan, and I think it makes a nice clean little cup. So I hope this is going to be okay with the bees. Making I got about a dozen made or so here, and make 15 or 20 or 30. I'm only trying to raise enough queens myself, just 2 or 3 or 4. Edges are very gentle, very fragile. If one gets torn up, just shape it back up. Stick it back to the side of the pot or whatever. So then you end up with these little natural queen cups that you've made yourself and that you'll graft into. More about all that later. Again, I'm Jim Tew, beekeeper primarily, writer for Bee Culture magazine, and employee of various universities. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.